We've been talking a lot lately about the fact that one of the things that sucks about working in organizations or teams is that somebody else's stupidity can bite you in the ass. We saw it, obviously, and that continues to play out with poor Andy Muschietti, who directed the upcoming Flash film, who all Andy Muschietti did, according to everything we've heard, is just make maybe one of the best comic book movies ever. We'll decide that for ourselves when we see it, which we're going to see it in April, boys. We're seeing that Flash movie in April at CinemaCon. Anyway. But it really does suck when somebody else has to cause you problems. Well, man, I feel for Aziz Ansari, Tom Hatherford from Parks and Rec. And why would I feel bad for him? Well, listen, he had a movie that he was working on, his directorial debut, called Being Mortal. And I believe Seth Rogen was in it and had some big names in it. We're going to star in along with him. And they had Bill Murray in it. Unfortunately, Bill Murray decided to straddle some girl. There was some accusations. Bill Murray eventually had to go to court with this girl. He had to settle out of court. I think he had to pay her $100,000 or something like that. But ultimately, the studio behind the movie decided to put the whole thing on hold while they try to figure out how to deal with this whole thing. Well, unfortunately now, it looks like the movie is done. And not done as in completed. I mean, it's not happening. So let's go to my screen here for a second, and we'll bring this up. Now, according to the reports here, it's been a troubling times for Bill Murray since the reports of his inappropriate, let me see if I can get this a little smaller here. Yeah, there we go. He had inappropriate behavior on the set of Aziz Ansari's directorial debut, Being Mortal. The Ghostbusters star was hit with sexual misconduct allegations during the filming, and as a result, the studio behind it, Searchlight Pictures, pulled the plug with over 50% of the film already shot. Ansari was allowed to shop the film and the footage to other buyers and other studios, but in the end, there seemed to be no takers for what's likely seen as a tainted project. According to the playlist via Puck, as Ansari searched for another studio to take the movie over, the other actors involved, including Seth Rogen and Keke Palmer, who's really hot right now, by the way, had to be released from their contracts as they had various other projects to shoot. As such, the film is now dead in the water and seems unlikely to ever get finished. So this created a series of falling dominoes, unfortunately. So the thing happened with Bill Murray, which he has admitted to. He says that he was just joking. He settled out of court, whatever. That's all done. But the project gets halted by the studio, and as they try to work this whole thing out, and then the studio says, we are no longer interested in having our name attached to this project. But you are allowed to shop it around to other places. Even though we hold the rights, we'll let you shop it around. And apparently every other studio said, yeah, we don't want to touch this project right now or anymore at this point, with it still needing to be half done, all this kind of stuff. And then it got worse because as all this time dragged on, Keke Palmer and Seth Rogen are like, hey, yeah, we have contracts to be in this movie, but the contract set a certain window of time.
Sure.
We're out of that window now. We've got other commitments that we've got to do. So now Ansari had his movie delayed. He can't find a buyer for it. And now his stars, who were already in the first half of the movie, had to walk, which means even if another studio wanted to pick up the project, they got to start from scratch. And I can't help but feel, I just think it feels like Aziz is kind of in the same boat as Andy Muschietti, except the benefit that Andy Muschietti had with all the Ezra Miller nonsense is that they already finished shooting the movie. I mean, they had to do some pickup shots and stuff like that, but the main regular production of the film was done. Whereas this guy only had a half-finished project. So I tell you what, and we're not here to talk about the Bill Murray side of that. We talked about the Bill Murray story ages ago when it happened. But again, I just feel really bad for Aziz. You're doing your directorial debut, probably a dream of his, and you get actors like Keke Palmer, who gets really hot because of Nope and a few other things. Seth Rogen, big star, all this kind of stuff. A dream is coming true. And then because of the actions of somebody else, your dream gets foobarred.
And I would hate to bring this up, but I remember Aziz had a little controversy too before, didn't he?
That got
And do you think that had something to do?
Yeah, but that all got, if I'm remembering the story right.
And I don't want to bring this up as in, I'm just not.
Yeah, no. That's a good thing to bring up. If I remember the story right, I think that whole thing just went away. I think
Okay.
I can't remember if he got vindicated in that. Of course, the other Aziz controversy before that was he went to the AMC Burbank 16 to go, I think, to see Star Trek in the IMAX screen at the AMC Burbank 16, went in and said, this isn't a real IMAX screen. And then he got into this big, huge social media blow up about, oh man, that was weird. But I love this guy. And I hope he gets another shot to get, probably not this movie, but maybe another movie. And by the way, Searchlight, who was the original studio behind this movie, they're still supporters of his. They still want to work with him. They still have other projects they want to do.
That's the thing. If the execs are happy with the dailies they were getting back, and they were happy with the way he was running the ship, then he's proven himself behind the scenes.
Yeah. And they know this wasn't his fault.
Mm-hmm.
They know. So apparently they are still very much in the Aziz Ansari business. Apparently he still wants to work with them too. And we'll see another project with him soon enough.
Was this did we have okay, so I'm reading now. It's a comedy drama based on the book Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End by some surgeon. So could have been interesting. Take on in that world. You rarely see comedy with surgery. Yeah. I mean, so it could have been an interesting take.
It could have been. I don't know much more about the project than that, but again, feel bad for the dude. But hey, he'll get another shot. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? That Bill Murray, Seth Rogen film is now officially dead and gone, despite the fact that they shot half of it. Nobody else wanted to pick it up. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Rocket Money. The average person has around 12 paid subscriptions. Think about that. If you think you're only subscribed to a handful of services, you might want to double check. With Rocket Money, you can quickly identify and cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want and don't even use. Simply find the subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as the click of a button. My wife Ann and I moved out of Burbank 2 years ago, and one of the first things I discovered when I loaded up Rocket Money was that I was still paying for a gym membership I haven't even been to in Burbank in 2 years. So stop throwing away your money. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea.